The lake had no name on any map. Locals call it Widow's Lake, though nobody agree on why. Some say women threw themselves into it after their husband died in the logging camps decades ago. Others claim the lake itself chose widowers and dragged them under when their grief became too heavy. Victor never believed any of it. At least that's what he told his best friend. Rain tapped against the truck windshield as they drove deeper into the mountains. Pine trees crowded the narrow road like dark figures, watching from the fog. The further they drove, the quieter Bishop became. Victor glanced over from the passenger seat. "Victor, you sure this place is safe?" Bishop forced a smile. "Been fishing here since I was a kid." "Victor, that's supposed to comfort me?" Bishop chuckled weakly, but his hands tightened around the wheel. 3 months earlier, his wife Claire had died in a car accident on a rainy highway. One moment she was laughing with him on the phone. The next there was twisted metal and blood soaking the rainwater. Since then, Bishop was barely himself. Victor had spent weeks dragging him out of bed, bringing him food, sitting in the silent while Bishop stared at old photographs. He blamed himself for leaving Claire alone that night. Said if he had gone with her, maybe things would have been different. Now he stared blankly ahead as fog swallowed the road. "You know," Victor said carefully, "you don't gotta pretend you're okay around me." Bishop nodded slowly. "I know," but there was something wrong in his voice. Something hollow. They reached the lake near dusk. The water stretched endlessly, black beneath the gray sky, perfectly still as though the wind avoided touching it. Old wooden docks jutted from the shoreline, rotting and sagging into the water. Victor stepped out of the truck and immediately felt cold. Not normal mountain cold, a wet, suffocating chill that crept under his clothes. Bishop unloaded the fishing gear without speaking. Near the dock stood a crooked wooden sign, almost entirely eaten away by rot. "Stay off water after dark." Below it, someone had carved words deep into the wood. "She calls the lonely." Victor frowned. "Cute town charm." Bishop avoided looking at the sign. "Bishop, my granddaddy used to tell stories about this place," he murmured. "Said the lake takes people." "Victor, people drown in lakes. That's not exactly supernatural." Bishop finally looked at him. "Bishop, no," he said quietly. "I mean it takes them." The air suddenly shifted. A soft sound floated across the water, humming, faint, feminine. Victor turned towards the lake. "You hear that?" But the sound stopped. Bishop stared into the dark water with pale, exhausted eyes. "Bishop, she mimics voices," he whispered. Victor laughed uneasily. "Who?" Bishop didn't answer. Night fell quickly. They sat near a fire beside the dock, while the lake remained unnaturally still. No frogs, no insects, no birds, just silence. Victor drank from a beer, while Bishop sat staring into the flames. "You remember Claire's laugh?" Bishop suddenly asked. Victor smiled softly. "Hard to forget." For the first time all day, Bishop smiled genuinely. "Bishop, she used to hum while she cooked." The humming returned, closer this time. Victor froze. It drifted from somewhere out on the lake, a woman's voice carrying through the fog, softly, beautiful. Bishop slowly stood. "Claire?" Victor grabbed his arm immediately. "Whoa, hold on there, bud." The humming stopped again, then laughter echoing across the water. Not joyful laughter, mocking laughter. Like someone imitating what human happiness sounds like. Victor felt his stomach tighten. "Victor, you weren't kidding about this place." Bishop sat back down slowly, but his breathing had become shrieking. "Bishop, she knows grief," he whispered. Victor stared at him. "What's that supposed to mean?" Bishop hesitated too long, then finally said, "There are stories about something living in the lake." "A siren?" Victor asked. "Bishop, not like the fairy tales." The fire cracked loudly. Bishop continued staring into it. "My grandfather said she appears to broken people. offering them what they want most, Victor. And what does she want in return? Bishop looked at him. A sacrifice. Silence. Victor laughed nervously. Okay, you almost got me with that. But Bishop didn't laugh back. The wind suddenly carried another voice across the lake. This time it sounded exactly like Claire. Bishop. His face went white. Victor stood immediately. All right, nope, we're leaving tomorrow morning. Bishop kept staring into the darkness. She sounds just like her. Victor, because someone's messing with us. Bishop, no one lives near. The humming started again. Right behind them. Victor spun around, nothing. Only trees swaying slowly in the darkness. Then he noticed wet footprints near the fire. Bare human footprints, leading towards the water. Victor, all right, time for bed. Damn this fog, but at first light we ride out. Later that night, Victor woke up suddenly inside the tent. Someone was whispering outside. Bishop. Claire's voice. He sat upright. Bishop was gone. Victor grabbed a flashlight and stumbled outside into the thick fog. Bishop! No answer. Only the sound of water gently moving. The flashlight being swept across the shoreline, then froze. A woman stood waist deep in the lake. Her back faced him, long black hair dripping over pale skin. Bishop! Victor shouted. The figure slowly turned. Claire's face stared back at him, but wrong, her eyes glossy and lifeless. The humming became distorted, gargling. Victor stumbled backwards in horror. The thing slipped beneath the water. Hands grabbed Victor from behind. He screamed, "Shoot!" Bishop covered his mouth. "Shut up!" Victor, what the hell was that? Bishop dragged him towards the dock frantically. His eyes were bloodshot now, wild with obsession. She came. Victor, you knew about this? Bishop's expression cracked apart. Bishop, I could bring her back. Victor stared at him in disbelief. What? Bishop, she promised me. The lake water rippled softly beside them. She said if I give her someone, Claire will return to me. Victor backed away slowly. Victor, you brought me here for this? Bishop, I'm sorry. Victor turned to run. Bishop tackled him into the dock. The old wooden groaned beneath them as they fought violently. You were my brother! Victor shouted. I need her back! Bishop landed a crippling punch. Victor crashed against the edge of the dock. Half hanging over black water, something moved beneath the surface. Long pale shapes circling. Bishop approached slowly, sobbing. You don't understand what it's like waking up alone every day. Then Claire's voice floated from the lake again. Bishop. He froze. The water beside the dock began bubbling. A pale hand emerged slowly. Then another. A woman emerged from the lake. Except she wasn't a woman. Her skin gray and translucent, but still a shine to it. Pitch black eyes with the top half of a woman and the bottom of a sea serpent. Yet her face remained Claire's. Bishop began crying harder. Claire, honey. The creature held out its hand lovingly. Come to me. Victor screamed at him. That's not Claire! But Bishop couldn't hear him anymore. The creature's voice wrapped around him like a lullaby. I miss you. Bishop stepped towards her. The dog cracked violently. Victor watched in horror as more shapes surfaced. Behind the creature, pale faces just beneath the water. Dozens of them. Drowned people. Watching, waiting. Bishop reached for Claire's hand. The moment he touched it, the illusion faded. For one horrifying second, he saw the creature's true face. Rotting flesh, pitch black eye sockets, and wrapping herself around his body. Bishop gasped in terror. The siren grabbed him violently. Its jaw split open like a snake's, as dozens of pale arms erupted from the water, seizing his body. Bishop screamed for Victor, for Claire, for God. Then the lake dragged him under. The water exploded into violent ripples before becoming perfectly still again. Silence returned. Victor lay trembling on the broken dock until dawn. When sunlight finally touched the lake, there was no sign of Bishop had ever existed. Only one thing floated near the shore: Claire's old silver wedding ring. Victor picked it up carefully. Behind him, across the lake, a woman's humming echoed softly through the morning fog.